Is on learning a lot more on rice farming in Kenya. Now, last week on the show, we learned a lot about the rice culture in Japan, given that rice is their staple food. And over the years, they have managed to be self-sufficient when it comes to rice production, meaning the rice that is consumed in the country is catered for by the local production. We do hope to get there as a country and to shed more light on what we need to do in order to get there. We are joined by our expert of the day, Mr. Michael Mwangikitao, who is agronomist, Mwea Rice Growers Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited. Very many thanks for making time to be with us today. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana Michael katika studio zetu. Swali langu la kwanza ambalo ningependa sana kuuliza, wewe ni agronomist, umetembea sana kule Mwea. Ukilinganisha ama kuangalia kiwango cha production katika hali ambayo inaendelea katika taifa la Kenya, production ikoje kabisa kwa sasa?
Thank you very much kwa mwaliko wa kukuja hapa katika studio ya Citizen. Nimefurahi na pia ni kwa unyenyekevu mkuu ningependa kutoa shukrani zangu. Pili, ningependa pia kusema the rice production in Kenya is actually rising because it has not been the way it used to be, because of the notable facts that rice consumption imeenda juu kama zaidi ya maradufu. This has been attributed to the urbanization, the change in consumer preference, and of course based on the current rice situation and of course the coming generations, they have now shunned away from maize consumption. That is why if you look around the country, majority of the citizens are youth. And youth are basically consuming a lot of rice. So that has attributed to the increase in rice demand, and the country is actually working day and night to ensure that it meets demand, right, which we don't have at the moment.
Now, you've mentioned something very key, that the production is increasing.
Yes.
Of course, there's a change of lifestyle. We are consuming a lot more rice than back in the day. However, we're still a country that is heavily dependent on rice imports. About 75% of the rice that we consume is imported. And now we are seeing major exporters like India have banned exports. What does that mean to developing nations like us? And also make it very clear, is it a total ban on export, or is it restrictions on export, and how that is affecting developing countries?
Yeah, no, it's not actually a total ban, because as we have heard from the media and even from the reliable sources, it is the restrictions of the importation, particularly the non-basmati rice. And non-basmati rice is one of the most consumed rice in Kenya. Because when you look around the rice that has been imported from India, Pakistan, Iran, it is actually not basmati. And what it means is that the consumption price will go high. Because once the white rice price gets high, the consumption, the prices goes up. So what will happen to the farmers? The farmers will now take advantage of that and will grow more non-basmati varieties to meet the demand, and of course to take advantage of the current prices, which will still go up.
All right. But if we take advantage of that because the prices will go up, are we going to be able to meet that demand, given that we import a lot of it within this very short period of time that we have? Because we can't say like now all farmers will grow rice and we'll be able to recover the shortage. The other side of the coin looks like if we don't put a lot of effort, there could be food insecurity.
That is true. Actually, what we are doing, we as the cooperative, we are emphasizing more on the use of certified seed. The farmers have been using uncertified seed there before, and that's why you have realized over years the production of rice has gone down. But now, based on the current technology we are embracing, most of the farmers have now started realizing the need to use certified seeds. And of course, from there, that's when now you realize the first days of rice production, between 21 days to all the way up to 45 days, that is when now you can predict how much am I expecting in an acre. Because it is that time that at 21st day, that's when we do transplanting. Now from 21st day all the way up to the 50th day, that is when now the crop tillers. And based on the number of tillers, at maximum tillering, you are now going to predict by yourself how much can I produce or am I expecting from an acre. And the more tillers are as a result of use of certified seed and use of good agricultural practices. More so, we have also realized that countries like Pakistan, Thailand, Japan, that produce a lot of rice, have embraced mechanization. Because one of the challenges that we are having as a country is the high cost of production. And the high cost of production is as a result of, one, most of the activities in rice production has been done manually. And by so doing, we increase the cost of production, whereby the farmers cannot realize the profit from rice. But due to the slow adoption of mechanization, all the way from rad preparation, we have now captured the weeding, we have some mechanization in weeding, and of course use of herbicides. Then we have a very elaborate mechanization in terms of harvesting. So harvesting currently, over 85% of farmers in Mwea harvest using combine harvesters. So the bottleneck at the moment is on transplanting, because that's where now the high cost is lying in terms of production. Yes. Then we are also having an advantage from the Kenyan government because of the subsidized fertilizer. There before, rice has not been getting advantage of subsidized fertilizer, because there are special fertilizers that are used in rice production. We have the TSP, we have the SA, that is ammonium sulfate. Those fertilizers, they have not been subsidized before, but due to the lobby from our area MPs, our local leaders, the senator and all that, they have been able to convince the government that we don't use any other fertilizer in Mwea, but we have special fertilizers, and that's why we are now enjoying the subsidized fertilizer, right, which will lower the cost of production.
Asante sana Michael kwa ufafanuzi wako mwingi kabisa. Kwa mtazamaji, bila shaka na kufahamisha kwamba papa hapa kuna mtu ambaye anafahamu sana kuhusiana na mchele. Usikwende popote, basi kwa sasa tunachukua mapumziko kidogo, tukirejea kungale kuna Meke.
Thank you.